What's up, guys? I feel like this is kind of exciting. We have some good news about the future of Unite, because I feel like they're maybe slowly getting their things together again. First off, we have a balance patch. Second on, we have in-game tournaments announced. And third, we also had the devs talk to us in a letter about matchmaking and about, some monetization. So first, let me go over this balance patch, which is happening today. And you're going to see one huge thing already. They're finally putting in numbers in the balance nodes. It's no longer saying cooldown shortened or cooldown length. It says the actual cooldown, which is getting nerfed. So first we have Sableye, Confused Ray getting nerfed by 2 seconds, very fair. Confused Ray is just complete, nonsense right off ability. I'm happy it's getting a 2-second cooldown nerf. Then we have Dralladon, Drangtail is getting a 2-second cooldown nerf as well. You can see they're actually writing everything now. It is amazing. You don't have everything perfectly like Unite DB has, with the percentage of how much ability does damage. But they're still doing this, at least. Additional damage markers reduced by 25%, right? Usually it just said damage reduced, damage increased, damage reduced, And now actually see numbers for the first time. And it's making me so happy that we're finally getting a change to the balance patch notes. Because I feel like mobile that didn't have this, it felt kind of weird having to wait for, the community to figure out things. So this is absolutely amazing. Again, Drangtail is getting a nerf. Drangpulse is also getting a cooldown nerf. Dralladon, sadly, not just sadly, but he's just too strong right now thanks to the Rapid Fire Scarf as well. He has been also just one of the highest win rate Pokemon since he came out, so he's always slowly getting nerfed a tiny bit more, and I think this is totally fair. Resolving Ruin, I think that is his Unite move, shield effect reduced by 15%. Movement speed decrease opposing that touch the burning area reduced by about 20%. Then we have Dodrio, cooldown of Agility is getting nerfed by 1 second, and increased move speed effect reduced by 20%, which I think is also totally fair. Agility is very annoying, and Jump Kick is getting a buff though, so we might see more Jump Kick, Drill Pick, Dodrios. That is interesting, actually buffing Jump Kick. Alright, I think Agility was very broken, so I can totally understand why this is getting nerfed. Azumarill is getting a Water Pulse nerf, which I think is also fair, cooldown by 1 second, and we also have damage reduced by about 10 seconds. So that is also pretty good. I think Azumarill has been also very oppressive, right? After the changes to level 4, level 8 Unite. I don't think the Unite honestly should be level 8. That could be a good nerf as well. Just make Unite level 9. I think it's nonsense that Azumarill's Unite is level 8, right? And now one of the biggest changes ever, Buzzhole. Now increases the muscle gauge where even when Buzzhole deals damage to wild Pokemon. This is an absolute massive change for Buzzhole. It's gonna make his early game so overpowered. His late game is still gonna be the same as always, but his laning phase is absolutely gonna be criminal. We have also Lunge. Time it takes to stock on reserve use from 6 to 7.5. So this actually got nerfed? Okay, Lunge actually got nerfed. Interesting. But I guess that to make up for this, they nerfed something as well. Standard Ace, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased by 8% of Pyro Ball. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's going to matter too much. There's another dot right here, so maybe there's a bug where they didn't quite show the last thing. Maybe it does something more. Then we have Urshifu, Liquidation, cooldown from 12 to 10 seconds, sheet effect increased by 20%. Liquidation is absolutely terrible, so that is looking promising already, and Liquidation Plus goes from 10 to 9 seconds, and the sheet effect is increased by 20% as well. So, not the biggest balance patch, but it's looking promising, right? It's not too bad we hit some, one of the strongest Pokemons, Dralladon, Dodrio, Azumarill are getting nerfed. One of the worst Pokemon Buster is getting buffed, one of the worst builds, which is Water Urshifu is getting a buff. Pyro Ball is also pretty mediocre, is getting a buff. So not too many things. I still wish for a few more buffs, but still. We also have update details right here. A Battle Pass update, a Ranked Match update. What does a Ranked Match update mean? I'm not even sure. And that's gonna be, I guess we're finding out. Shop updates, event update, bug fixes, text fixes. Okay, so we've got a few things right here. And then we also, again, we have in-game tournaments that got announced. In-game tournaments. Right now, the beta version of in-game tournaments, of course, I'm just translating the Japanese Twitter, is implemented. We will conduct multiple test competitions and make adjustments so that you can enjoy it as a place to test your skills as a team. We're accepting entries for the first in-game test tournament starting January the 5th on Thursday. Of course, the details are also in Japanese, so I can't really go over them. But we're going to have in-game tournaments, which I think is quite exciting for a lot of people. That's something to, actually play in. Maybe for some rewards. That sounds quite fun to be part of. And then, again, we also had this letter right here, an update from the Pokemon Unite team. They have acknowledged right here that selling Zoroark in a skin bundle was a terrible choice. All right, they're not doing that anymore. They're never gonna sell us a Pokemon in a bundle for gems only. That's not going to happen again. I assume they're still gonna sell us Pokemon with gems though, right? There's no way that's gonna go away, right? And then they also have matchmaking explained. And I just want to go over this for a second. They are kind of saying that matchmaking is fine. And matchmaking is a much discussed subject in the community, of course. For players who aren't familiar, we will explain how it works. So matchmaking is based on matchmaking rating, MMR, which is hidden number decided by factors like win percentage, consecutive wins, and current rank. And also saying like consecutive wins means, I'm pretty sure that the more wins you have in a row, the worse your team is going to get, right? And a current rank. During matchmaking, players are put into a queue that searches for players who have similar MMR, and then positions are filled for both teams. After a period of time, if no player of similar skill are available, the matchmaking parameters broaden. This also happens when you suddenly get, if you play on Europe, you suddenly play on America, and if you play on America, you suddenly play in European games. Flow provide a pool of potential teammates and opponents. By doing so, the game attempts to optimize the balance both within the game, the teams in terms of player skill level, as well as create a fairly matched environment for all players. You can see the breakdown of team compositions below. And they say that 81.4% are evenly matched. The problem is, they think it's evenly matched, right? But the problem is that everyone gets to master rank. That's so people always say that matchmaking is broken, right? I'm not necessarily saying the matchmaking is broken. The ranking system is broken. That is the entire issue. Because so many people get to master rank with a negative win rate, they will still be in my games. But the game is like, yeah, they were master rank, so you were still evenly matched. But no, they should have never been master rank to begin with. So we have people who are master rank who shouldn't never even be master rank getting matched into our games. And then they probably think, yeah, this was evenly matched, right? Because he's still, 1,300 points, 45% win rate master. And the game thinks, yeah, it's only 200 point difference, right, between you and him. So it's totally fine we're matched together. Looking at the starter, we can see that 96 of all matches have teams with similar compositions. The percentage of matches with little or no difference in team skill exceeds 80%. However, we have been researching player experiences and sentiments on the subject, and not all players report having equal matchmaking experience. I think that's for outline people like maybe me and maybe high 5-6 or something, or high triple Qs. I think they will not have equal matchmaking, right? So I feel like I never really have equal matchmaking, but just because I have a decently high win rate as a solo queue player. So for me, it's just very hard. Like I'm not complaining about matchmaking too much because we know it's bad, and it's hard for me to find games. If they would make matchmaking stricter, I would never find a game again. So there has to be some middle ground. If I will never find a game again. I just wish, I don't mind getting matched with people in the entire master spectrum. I just wish that those were actually master players, I would be totally fine with it. And to improve our playing experience, we implemented a change on how master points are gained. But they also just say here pretty much they are trying to just work better on it. Also, this is exciting. Next, we're making some changes to fair play points. The change has already been implemented to deduct fair play points if a player stops playing during a match, and the player's matching priority will reduce the fewer points for the fair play points they have. We also have improving the accuracy of detecting passive play, such as using moves to avoid appearing inactive but not engaging in battle. So that's also great. Lately, we're making some changes to the rank range across which solo duos and trios can match. Not sure what this will be, but they're trying to make ranked even better. We'll also be adjusting the range of rank resets at the end of the season in hopes of mitigating the difference in skill at the start of the season. And then right here we have a new producer, and this might just be the reason why we're getting maybe patch notes now with actual numbers in, because we have a new producer. We'd like to introduce everyone to the Pokemon Unite's new producer, Ingame, who will be taking over Masaki Hoshino and is thrilled to work with us and help make Pokemon a fun experience. So maybe this is the reason why we're getting patch notes now. That could be it. Would be very nice if this new producer, gives us things that we want and need. So that would be amazing. I hope so. I'm quite excited right now. I hope this means good things for Unite. Let me know in the comments what you think about the balance patch, what you think about the matchmaking post, and if you're going to play in-game tournaments. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!